Good morning and welcome to the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Cigar at 3418 Bienville Boulevard / Highway 90 in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I am joined by my one co-host, Mort.
Bones is getting some coffee.
Bones is getting some coffee and we'll be with you in a minute. What's up, Richard? Huh? Yes. Hey, guy. That's Mag, right? They're taking him off the machine. Sorry, folks, I got distracted.
Got a little thing going on here, folks. No big deal.
How's your morning going, Mort?
Slow.
Slow?
Yeah. I could have stayed in bed a little earlier, or a little later.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I could have. I got up at 6, 10 to 6, and started my day. Hey, well, here's our other co-host, Bones, saying hello. How are you, and how you doing?
How are ya?
Oh, look, we got matching shirts. Oh, wait, no, we don't.
So, folks, we had talked about last week coming back on after the draft, but to be honest, there wasn't anything to come back to.
Really, nothing exciting, and the one that we thought didn't happen.
Oh, no, there was some
Talking about Shador.
moves. Oh, yeah, but I mean, there was some. For me, it was exciting because I didn't expect them to trade up to number 25, pick up Jackson Dart, the Giants.
We talked about that last week, though.
Yeah, so what are you talking about? Come back here.
We talked about coming back and doing another show. Based on
Pre-show.
on round 3 and 4 and all that stuff.
Nothing.
Just melodramatic. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Nothing spectacular.
No real shockers, except that almost the 5th round did Shador go in. Shador Sanders went in the 5th round
To Cleveland.
to Cleveland, and they already picked the quarterback early on.
Yeah.
So now they picked 2 quarterbacks. Is that
He's got to prove
a little rare?
It kind of is in the draft because that means there's 2 rookie quarterbacks. So probably one of the 2 will end up getting cut if they don't perform the deal.
How about that? Yeah.
Or you got a few new backups to Mr. Let me get a massage.
Yeah. Wow. Now, Ohio State did tie the record for the most
People being drafted. Yeah, that's good for you.
Would have had
No?
I mean, it's just a draft, right? It's not a big
deal. But, 5-year guys went to the pros.
More than 5. 13.
I'm sorry. Well, that's pretty big.
Would have had another one had they drafted the quarter or the center that came out of Alabama to Ohio State. He
might go free agent.
He was injured. He was the first unsigned free agent. Number 1 unsigned free agent.
How about that?
Yeah. So if they would have drafted him, then we would have beat the record. It's not a big deal, honestly.
Okay.
You got players that are going pro. Saints didn't pick up anybody worth a crap.
Per par.
It's just the Saints being the Saints.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I still don't know why they passed up on
I don't know who
Sanders.
who their person in charge of that is, but they didn't do such a good job.
They were on drugs. Had to have been.
Yeah.
The old lady, right? Was it Loomis or
no?
Loomis is the coach. Loomis is the coach, right?
Mrs. Benson.
She probably don't even remember being there.
Fucking coffee's hot, boy.
Who spelled my name wrong?
Who changed
No
that?
way.
It has never been like that. I don't know. I mean, I can change it quick, but
Ain't no big deal. I'm newer today.
But what about
Should put an umlaut over the
what's it called? It has to do with football. But John Elway was involved in a little
accident.
Was his agent.
Well, yeah, but
very dear friend.
But he was driving.
Yeah.
He was driving the golf cart. The guy was on the back of the golf cart with somebody else, and the guy in the back says he just fell off. Now, granted, they're probably drunk in a gated community. Don't know the particulars. Could have been during the round of golf during the day, but I doubt it because you're not riding on the back of a golf cart during the day.
We can assume that, but we hope not.
Well, you usually do that at night when you after you get done drinking.
Well, he was severely injured and died, passed away.
Oh, absolutely.
He hit his head on something, and that was the end of it.
So
they rushed him to the hospital, and he just passed away.
Today we're going to be smoking the McAuliffe Purple.
Latest release at the PCA.
That it was released a couple of weeks ago at the PCA.
We get a hold of this, but we can't get a hold of what?
Oh no, we won't. We won't slam Sammy.
Oh, it's not Sammy's fault at all. We really would love to try the Legacy by Perdomo, but you have to wait. I found out yesterday because I read an article, and Sammy was in here. I said, "Hey, is this true?" I read the article. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Two Guys Cigar Shop in New Hampshire. First ones to get these, they're going to release them there. They'll be the first retailer to sell them. They're shopping online."
Well, good for them.
The Legacy.
It's a good haul for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Absolutely.
They must sell a lot of cigars. We don't know what happened, folks, but here we are
again. Back. Quit messing with the mouse.
I didn't touch it.
So
Matt Westover.
A couple of cigar brands have already announced that they will be increasing prices due to tariffs.
Yes.
Not unexpected.
No.
Not at all. There is chatter on the interwebs that there are some shops that have already instituted tariff prices in their brick and mortars.
Okay.
Which is not
what
right.
we talked
Why?
about. Because they did not pay extra for the cigars that are in their stock.
And they don't want to mess with, oh, I got this cigar in at this price, I got this cigar in this price, I got to create another UPC, because we talked about that on the TPA this week.
Yes, we did.
And a lot of folks, just because the tariff went, well, actually the tariffs are on hold. Are they not?
From what I understand, there's a tariff on Nicaragua, 11% or something to that effect.
Okay.
But it's not the way that the manufacturer from BAMF was explaining it. It's not as cut and dry as just going, all right, everything's going up 11%.
Right.
You got to factor in everything, the amount of cigars you buy, the price, this, and for some cigars, it could be going up maybe 15, 20 cents, which is unnoticeable for most folks, unless you hit like a $13.99 cigar, and now all of a sudden it's $14.25.
We do know
that dollar makes a difference.
One brand, Perdomo, has announced they're going to be increasing 25 cents per cigar.
Per stick.
Oh, I thought, man,
that ain't too bad.
I thought somebody said that they were holding steady, that Nick was going to suck up the cost.
It did not. Now, what I read on one of the emails was
yes,
it's going up.
Yeah,
it's going up.
We got the X. Oh, he's not.
You know what? I don't think that's too terrible.
No, but then if it goes up 25 for them, it's going to go up 25. So the basic cigar is going to go up 50 cents.
It goes up in the shops.
That's a little different. I thought it was going to be just 25 cents a stick. That's when them sending it. We gotta put it up.
Tax.
Yeah, we got to put it up also.
You got to pay for that tax.
Yeah,
Well, if they raise
business,
they raise it 25 cents a cigar. All right, there's 25 cents, less these guys are making here.
Right.
Theoretically, they're going to have to raise it another 25% if they want to make the same amount of money.
Right.
Yes.
So now when you go from a $13.50 cigar, and now it's 14, that dollar mark is what really makes people go, oh.
Yeah, it does. It makes their eyebrows raise.
Especially when you can look and find another cigar
less
expensive. So
I
don't know. We'll see what happens with the things. Just to let you guys know, next weekend I will not be here.
Okay.
I'll be up in Columbus.
Oh, shit.
So I should be here for the show.
You guys leaving late that afternoon?
Saturday, I'm flying out.
Leaving flying.
Okay.
So you'll be here I thought you said you wouldn't be here.
I will be here for the shop.
Oh, okay.
American brands.
It doesn't matter.
See, the tobacco actually comes from
wherever.
other places. Now, if it's a Dominican blend and it's all Dominican and there's no tariff with the Dominican Republic, then obviously those Dominican prices won't go up.
Right.
But it's for right now, it looks like it's just Nicaraguan.
Okay. And we saw a lot of them.
Are taking the hit.
But most of the cigars in the United States are made with, all right, you got out of Kentucky, you got out of Louisiana, you got out of Florida tobacco. But not all cigars are made with just American-made tobacco.
Not at all, no.
So it's somehow, some way, the prices are going to go up on everything. Maybe not the whole tariff part, but
your statement was correct. Not all cigars. Now there may be the outliers that we're unaware of that are all American tobacco, but most of them have Nicaraguan filler or binder or something.
Yes.
Anyway,
to make the cigar right.
Anyway, the viewers understand what we're trying to say. Is
yes.
One thing I do hope
Martin, how you doing?
Doesn't happen is the fact that some small B&Ms take advantage and just raise all cigars by the tariff. You know, what I'm saying? Some will take advantage of that and raise their prices to raise their prices.
As I said, there's chatter already that some have
watch that shirt, brothers.
Have raised. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to.
I unbutton that all the way, man. Just from that material, as soon as it hits it, it's done.
Comfortable,
yeah, you hear that.
But I got a t-shirt on me, so it's a little tight.
As do I, but mine's
1X
loose.
Yep. 1X. Oh, it'd be loose if I didn't have the t-shirt on. But
it'd be loose if I didn't have a little bit of that.
Well, just a little bit. That's all right to have. You're 62 years old.
63.
We all have a
63.
problem rid of the
yep. Part. It's all good. That's what happens when we're 60. That's a little pillow for our wives or girlfriends or whatever.
For the forehead.
Right. Well, you said that first.
Unbelievable. You're all going to hell. You're all going
what
to
did
hell.
we just say?
Yeah, right.
For sure. Oh, goodness.
It's always blaming on me.
What did you do last? Man, I got home after I left here.
So good.
I sat outside. I've done smoking. Probably have 4 cigars for the day. 5, maybe 5, I think it was. So just go sit outside and get caught up on
your shows
and shit, playing with the dog, and I just hit the vape pen. Just hit it for like 2 hours. Oh, I paid for it this morning.
Run a little low on steam, huh?
Dude, I was so stoned last night.
Yeah, well, it happens.
But I needed it. But
good question, Matt. Yes. And it really does depend on the cigar that you're smoking and the binder and what's all inside. That's why when we have a first-time smoker that comes into the shop, we ask that question, obviously.
Sure.
I'm looking for a cigar. Are you a first-time smoker? Well, I don't smoke that often. Well, we want to make sure that you don't go out and get like a triple Lahara, and end up losing your dinner.
Unless it's much too strong for you.
Unless you have some meat.
We start them off with a Connecticut.
We start them off with my recommendations. I start them off with a Lot 23.
Yes,
that's the
nice Connecticut.
The mildest cigar that we've got, with the exception of the M81 Connecticut.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
Which is
so weak.
as weak as it comes. But yes, it is normal, Matt. What you need to do when you have a novice smoker is you need to make sure that you've got some type of sugar. Mints is a good example of peppermint, some chocolate, or I've even heard regular like Dr. Pepper, not unleaded, but with the sugar in it.
Really?
To help take that buzz down a little bit.
Yes.
I smoked a 601 one time, and I had to sit for like 45 minutes when I got done.
Yeah.
To wait, I felt like, whoa, I can't drive like this. Holy crap.
So one of the vendors that Bones and I ran into at the PCA, he was just handing out. He's like, "Hey guys, come and get a cigar." And man, I was getting ready to clip that bad boy and light it up.
We both were until
he says, "Oh, you might want to have a steak dinner before you
That's strong.
Oh, he said was a triple.
He said it was a triple O'Hara. So that's the strongest
which one that was.
I do not. It was across from the cigar mafia guys, the Croatian.
Oh, that was the one that had the 13-year-old
wrapper.
The wrapper, brown wrapper,
ancient looking, man.
Yeah, I smoked that the other day.
Did you?
Yeah,
and
it was
buzzed pretty good, huh?
It was pretty. It was tasty, but it was
little stout,
strong.
Huh?
Oh,
how about that? Hey,
So,
Dick, how you doing, brother?
So, yeah, Matt, make sure that if you are introducing somebody to cigars, that you have any kind of mint. I like the peppermint. It just adds a little something.
The Christmas style one.
Yeah. That's the
little round red and white.
Yeah,
they're pretty good too.
Or Lifesavers, wintergreen, or something like that.
Lifesavers will work. We used to have Lifesavers all the time. Then somebody would eat them all.
But here's Dr. Mort talking. Don't overdo it on the sugar, because then you're going to get a sugar rush, and you're going to say, well, that was because of the cigar. Now it's because of the sugar.
Right. Now think about it. And this is what I call them. Like, if I have a long day, say we go to a show, we go to a whatever, and you're smoking 5-6 cigars, I get what I call a cigar hangover.
Yeah.
I'm like, because some days it's just like, it's rough, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That last one,
when we all do a show, or when there's an event here.
Oh yeah,
and it's one of our great guys.
Oh yeah,
and we're smoking with him, and then lighting another one. The next day, you're going to get the cigar hangover because you're doing 6 or maybe more.
He's in the talking about GTO
or Caffey or
GTO is up in Chicago for the pipe
thing.
The pipe tobacco and cigar show.
Yeah, had I not been going to Columbus next weekend,
I wanted to go.
I would have considered it.
Yeah, Ronnie said, "Come on up. We got a place to stay."
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, I don't know. I got too many
things going on.
We still got that trip. That there's a cigar. The girl that's one of the organizers this time for the one in Pensacola, the weekend of 29 May through the 1st.
I haven't heard anything out of that since.
She said they're getting ready to put it out this week. Times and prices and whatever. It's not going to be like a $300, $200.
The prices are already kind of out there. But what do you get for the price? That's the question.
Well, it's their first one, so they're trying to get everything set up. They're working with the Mobile Cigar Lounge Association. There's actually a Mobile Cigar Lounge Association. They're up at the pipe show too. So a bunch of them drove in to do that.
I'll be on my way back from Ireland at that point.
End of May? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll be back. 29th or something like that. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. So the over-under. The over-under on the amount of falls between Bobby and his traveling companion Clyde. Bobby says 4 or less. I say 5 or more. And this counts both of them together. And if Clyde knocks Bobby down,
that's a double
2. Yes, that counts as 2.
Yeah.
I say it's 5 and over.
I'm probably going to go with that as well.
Okay, well, here's the deal. The reason I said as low as I did is because we have a car down. We don't have to walk as far to different places. But we're walking on different type of grounds because we're going to go see the Blarney Stone and walking in castles and their land. So it could be beat the record. The record's 7.
You can't fall off that fucking thing, can you?
What's that?
The Blarney Stone? Is there a way to
you
go
actually
on
are
top?
Supposed to sit upside down and kiss it. That's the way it's
from the ground.
Supposed to ground? You lay into it.
Oh, so you're not going on top of the?
No.
You're going into it.
But that's a fall.
Speaking of GTO, are you on the road? Your way to Chicago?
Should be.
Yeah, I think he was driving. He was late for the show the other day. He was in surgery. He said.
So Ireland is a beautiful country. There is a lot of cobblestones in Dublin.
Be careful.
That's why I'm going to go with Bones.
Bring a cane. Bring a cane. For
sure. I always bring.
Both of you guys bring a cane.
Yeah, he just got his size down because they were a little high, so he got them sized down. So he has a cane, and I have 15 of them.
Yeah,
so I'm ready to rock.
I know one of them for sure.
Yeah. You did know that.
What else we got? We got anything going on? Oh, well, we got basketball playoffs. Did the Knicks win last night?
I have no idea.
I think they did. Who are they playing? Boston?
Detroit. That might be over.
Oh, that may be over. Check that out.
We got baseball going on.
Hockey playoffs are going too.
Oh yeah.
A lot of sports.
Knicks won by 3. They won series 4-2.
All
right. On the next road.
He's up in Illinois. Legal state.
Oh, he's just too go get
on your way to Chicago.
So what do you?
It's like
I don't find it that much better or any different than the black or the red or the.
That was what I actually said about it when I smoked it.
I think it's pretty smooth, but I don't think it's not even medium. I don't think.
Maybe medium. Maybe
in between mild and medium.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't over medium. That's for sure.
But we don't have a rep anymore to tell us what it's supposed to be. But I guess we could have Googled that before we came on.
Mandy, a good question. I'm very very upset because that's one team that I don't care for too much.
But why? They made the play. They made the team.
Really wish Sawyer would have gone to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have taken them in freaking the Giants.
I think that would have been a good fit for the Bengals. Howard, man, the Steelers have problems with quarterbacks right now. They haven't been able to get their mojo together with.
They undecided.
They don't even know if what's his name talked about going there, Rodgers, but he hasn't announced what he's doing yet.
Yeah, so
sneaky stuff.
He might be able to sneak in.
You know, Howard might be a good fit for that team. I just to me right now, the way the Steelers are pulling in quarterbacks and pulling them in from other teams and stuff kind of reminds me of what Cleveland's done. Oh. And the stats on Cleveland, 40 different starting quarterbacks since 1999.
Wow.
40.
26 years.
26
40
years.
quarterbacks.
That's almost an average of 2 different starters a year. Almost.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
They just can't find their balance either.
They can't get it together.
Hey, at least they drafted quarterbacks.
Well, they did, but
now is Howard. I think Howard to me is a lot like. Now, whether or not he can be like him in the pros, I don't know. C.J. Stroud, kind of, or more of a Cardell Stewart.
Maybe. I do agree with you on whether he can, what he can produce in the pros. He is a lot older. I mean, he came to Ohio State. He was a 5th-year player.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So he's in his 24, 25. So he is as old as Joe Burrow was when Joe went to Cincinnati.
He was almost as old as Chris Weinke was when he went back to college. He was like 25, 26 when he went back after baseball. I hate the Steelers. Yeah, but it's so close to home. Well,
no.
You got Cleveland, you got Cincinnati.
No.
So you got to be stuck with Cincinnati because Cleveland sucks.
You just can't. If you're from Ohio, there are people that are on the eastern side of the state that are Pittsburgh fans because it's closer to them.
Yeah.
I did not grow up that way.
Oh, I get it. I hate the Jets. Then they play in the same freaking stadium as the Giants.
Yeah,
I like the Jets.
And
I don't know why, but I like the Jets.
I wasn't raised to root for the Indians.
Right.
No, just even though they were American League at the time,
right,
and Cincinnati was National League, you just didn't do that. You just didn't.
Now, if the Jets make it to the playoffs versus the Giants making it, I'll follow the Jets.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Fans that are Jets fans, which I don't understand because we all lived in like the same fucking neighborhood, and like it's like a half and half.
Yeah, ain't that weird? It's very strange.
Same thing with the Yankees too. We all grew up together. Some
and
Yankee
some are
fans,
Mets, and some are Yankees, right?
I guess it happened.
I went with the Yankees because my dad was always a Yankee. So that's how I
followed your dad.
He never followed football. I just, when you first joined the military, it's a connection back at home. Sports teams always a connection back at home.
Oh yeah.
I never really followed college basketball a lot. I mean, I watched it, but I didn't really follow a team. We always went to St. John's game. But then, like I said, my first roommate got me into Florida State, and that's the way I've been ever since, other than being a Duke basketball fan, because that's what the family likes. I still follow Florida State in basketball, but
I don't really have a pick on basketball.
Not till March.
I'm just not into it. Yeah, March Madness. Yeah, we're always into that. That's different though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like watching March Madness.
You're looking for the you're looking for that Cinderella team that pops up, like Chicago Loyola.
Yeah.
With the Nun.
We have a friend in the shop that's a diehard fan. Is always bragging about his team being #1 in baseball this year, and this blah blah blah. So the other night I said, "Hey, where they at?" Oh, they're like number 9, number 10 now.
What happened?
Maybe even 12.
Would they lose a few in a row?
Florida State moved up to 4.
How about that?
So we're gonna have baseball playoffs coming up soon, the regionals, super regionals, and the plan was to go back to Omaha if Florida State made it, but
see that
I can't do that if I'm going to go to Pensacola in May, and then
once again, being from the Midwest, growing up in the Midwest, college baseball was not the thing.
No.
So not an issue.
Wrestling's big in the
yeah, they do got a lot of wrestling, lacrosse.
I like
hockey,
girls softball.
Oh,
I do, because they can hit the ball, and a bunch of the girls can really throw it, zing it down there. So I like watching, it ain't for just the girls.
It's like watching beach volleyball.
But no, that's a little different.
That is a little different.
That's a little different.
Know.
They're all high.
Some of the softball pants are just perfectly.
Yeah, but you know what? The girls are a little different in volleyball.
Oh yeah.
A little different.
In softball, they're a little bigger.
Yeah,
hippie.
they're a little muscular.
A little hippier.
Mm-hmm.
That got more hip.
So what do you think of this, Mav? I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what. I find it less than medium. I like it. I definitely would smoke it again. You know what I mean? I've smoked all the McAuliffe colors, we'll call them. I definitely smoke it again. Rating, everything's burning nice. I lit it wrong, so it ain't burning perfect, but it's still a great draw. I'm going to give it about an 8. I'm going to give it a solid 8 all around.
Huh.
But it's what's it called? It's if it ain't medium to me, then it's kind of on the lighter side of you guys, like medium to you.
Yeah.
So I give it a medium actually.
You need to try the crab killer.
But you know what? Pretty good.
Like I said earlier, I don't find it
much different.
I'm unimpressed because the excitement was built up in New McAuliffe Purple, and I find it no more powerful or better. It's a good smoke. I'll smoke it again.
Yeah.
Now I would probably rate it higher if there wasn't all that build up and I smoked it and said, "Oh, this is not a bad cigar," but it was built up like when the M81 came out, and I'm naming a cigar because I was not that it's a bad cigar. I just don't like it because one reason, the M81 Maduro was, whoa, that's a good cigar. And then when this came out, and then they said that night of the show, it's an M81 Connecticut. It's like, oh,
the lightest that they'd ever made.
Super light,
so.
yeah, super light.
Yeah.
But I'd probably rate it just a tad higher if it wasn't all that excitement built up because I got kind of knocked down a little bit. I'm saying probably 7.5, maybe 8. I mean, it's worth the money. They're all worth. Well, McAuliffe are worth the money.
That's the key to making it.
The price point
is
spot on as far as the cigar goes.
I think the one we're smoking, the Robusto, was $7.95.
I
can't beat that.
I do. I'm glad that you brought that up because the hype about the purple was out there. They hyped it up really good. Bones, you're absolutely correct. I don't think that it's that it achieved the level of hype that they had. I'm going to get it as 7.3.
Okay.
It's not a bad cigar, folks. Look, at the end of the day, it's whatever you like that you're going to smoke. I'd smoke it again. But it's
absolutely.
It's no different to me than the black or the blue or the red.
Right.
They just all fit right there in that same. It's a good cigar. If I'm low, yeah, I'll smoke it again, but I'm not giving it high ratings.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah, it just it's.
You know what? But that the last couple cigars from different makers, we've been going through the same thing.
Been kind of lackluster.
And you know what? We're not saying, wow, that's even better than they said, or it is good as they said. It's the surprise was not there.
That's why when and if we will eventually get one, And when we get one, the Legacy, gonna knock me off my ass, knock my socks off.
Because there's so much hype.
Oh, only one. You can only get it at one place starting May.
Yeah.
At Two Guys Cigar Shop in New Hampshire, somewhere up there. Retailer and sell it. But the hype is there. I personally think the best line they have right now is the 12th year Maduro. Hands down, one of my favorite cigars.
Absolutely, great cigar.
Hands down.
It actually beats the 30 year.
Oh, I think so.
Beats the brakes off of the 30 year.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to compare it when I smoke it. I'm going to compare that Legacy to the 12th year Maduro.
Okay, I mean
That's
your comparison.
That's like when I go.
That's your goal for it.
Like when I go to a new barbecue place, always got to try the brisket. If your brisket's not any good, I'm not going back.
I want burnt ends.
Yeah,
I like the burnt ends.
I think I'm going to take one.
You know who can make them? You know, Zach.
Burnt ends?
Yeah.
Really?
He knows how to do it.
Huh.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day about
I actually overheard him and Barry's conversation, but he can do that. He's pretty good. He's pretty good on the grill.
Okay.
Yeah, and the burners and all that. He's pretty good. You know, he's tight as that tap band.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
He makes a really good brisket.
He was talking about something the other day. Oh, the sandwich he got.
Oh.
He got a sandwich from Walmart for $7. It was this big. It was over a foot.
Yeah, they make
That's a little expensive.
For over a foot long sub.
You're going to pay over $14, $15 for that Lenny's.
Right.
Or Lenny's makes a
12 somewhere else, or 10.
Lenny makes
he says that's very expensive.
Huh.
$7.
Then he told his wife on the phone,
that was great.
hey, I got a Lenny sandwich here for you, turkey, whatever, dressed, whatever. But he got it as a cheap roast beef from Walmart that no dressing in the oven.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
He goes, well, we can do. I said, no, there's no fucking way about it, man. You created your own fucking bed there.
You dug that one.
Yeah.
I'm not getting involved in that shit. But I would probably leave it here on the table because she never came. Did
you ever get recess money when you were a school kid? You know, you used to be able to buy a little
got some lunch
pint
money,
of chocolate milk or
recess?
Yeah, you know, they some schools they had recess where you could buy a chocolate bar.
We had recess, but we didn't have any of that.
No,
well, we used to have things for that, and
that was like kindergarten.
Well, he still has his recess money.
Yeah, he probably does.
All that shit was free back in the day. We never paid for lunch.
I don't remember ever having
no lunch
anything
paid for.
We didn't have. We had lunch paid for, but you could buy a little thing at recess where they had a little. You could get a chocolate bar or something else like that. You know what I mean?
I just remember flipping my freaking baseball cards and losing some expensive.
You would have cards now. Oh, we threw them. Well, we come to a close from the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge. We're with Mort, we're with Bones, and we're with Maverick. Wishing you a great and healthy, happy weekend.
Next week, we might be wearing matching t-shirts.
Yes. Well.
No, you won't be here.
Yeah.
No, you'll be here.
Yeah. So have a great weekend, folks, and we'll see you.
Be safe.